Hey, what is going on guys? My name is Scotty, welcome back to a brand new Call of Duty Warzone 2 video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about some of the best tips right now for you guys to help you get more wins to get the streak for the nuke within Mazrah Season 5. I recently moved over from the vondel streak grind over to the Mazrah streak grind and we got it done pretty quickly. So I'll quickly show you guys the reward for the Season 5 nuke for Mazrah, and it's just this weapon camo that works on all guns. It looks alright, it's not the best, but at the end of the day, it's still another nuke in the books. So with these tips I have in today's video, hopefully you guys will get that contract too. But before we get into the video, if you guys need help doing new contracts for either Mazrah or vondel, feel free to join my Discord down below in the description. We're actually doing a new contract giveaway. We're giving away 7 different contracts to 7 different people for either Mazrah or vondel, depending on how many we have left. So if you guys want your free chance to get that nuke, feel free to join my Discord down below. As well, it's a great place to find players to get the nuke with. We've helped a lot of people get their nukes, so that's also a great place to be if you do need help. But with all that said, let's get back into the video. Welcome back to the channel for my return subscribers, and a warm welcome for the new ones as well. So guys, Season 5 is now here, and as I said, there's a new reward for the Mazrah nuke. So some people are going for it now just to get that extra reward, and some people are still trying to get their first nuke, and that is okay. So what I'm going to be breaking down in today's video is 5 tips that I have that I implement myself to help me get more contracts and more wins, which is overall going to help you guys as well, because the more knowledge you get towards getting wins and contracts, the better it'll be for you guys to get those contracts started to eventually get the nuke. If this video gets enough likes, I'll drop a second part 2 video to this. I have enough content to maybe make 3 parts to this, just because I want to squeeze as many as I can into one video without dragging it out too long, just so the view span is there, because I don't want to keep you guys here all day. But without further ado, I'll stop talking and get right into the first tip in today's video. So guys, for the first tip, this is one I always talk about when I do nuke tips, and that is doing the stronghold and black site. So what you're going to want to do is choose the stronghold that's preferably the furthest away from everyone else in the plane. That is usually going to be the best bet, but you also got to take into account where the black site might be. If you have one that's really close to a potential black site, that's always great as well, because you're going to want to be the closest one to that black site for the best chance to get it first, get it out of the way, because the last thing you want is to push a team who's already doing black site, because if they get that done, you're going to have a bad time, because they'll have that big UAV, they'll have 3 deploys and everything else. So make sure you guys choose the best stronghold for the map itself. Grab that stronghold, grab the black site key, get over to that black site and get it out of the way as soon as possible, because especially if you have that black site in the final circles, it's going to be a huge bonus to you guys, because you're going to have an advanced UAV pretty much all the time. So always focus on getting the stronghold out of the way and then getting the black site, and you'll have a lot better chance to win that match. The second tip is also a very crucial one towards getting the contract and getting those wins, and that is using the right guns. And I can't stress this enough, I say this a lot in a lot of my nuke tip videos, but this one's different from vondel, because when I do my vondel tips, the map is a lot closer, you're going to be in a lot smaller gunfights, so it's a lot different in terms of what guns you need to use. But I always recommend using one long range weapon, whether that be a sniper or an AR or an LMG. I definitely recommend the Tempest Razorback. The ISO Hemlock is still pretty solid. The TAC V is getting a lot of attention. I think it's pretty good, I'm still experimenting with it, but give that one a shot too. Pretty much choose any very good meta right now in terms of long range for your primary, and then for your secondary, make sure that you also have something that's really good for close range with great speed, great mobility, and still a lot of damage as well. So the MP5 is a great choice for that. The P90 is pretty good too. The X13 Auto SMG build is also still pretty solid, even though some people say it's not. I think it's still pretty good. So make sure you have a great gun for the long range gunfights, and make sure you guys have a good gun for the short range gunfights too, because it will change throughout the game. You're going to have some long range gunfights, and you're going to have some close range gunfights too, so make sure you have something that can help you out in any range scenario. The third tip on this list is to have good teammates and making sure that they know exactly how to do this properly so they can get the wins too, because the last thing you want is a team that's going to sell the contract, sell the streak, or just not even get the streak started. So what I always recommend in terms of that is join different discords. You can do some Call of Duty LFGs by the official Call of Duty LFG, or any of those big name ones on Discord. There's also ones on Facebook, there's ones on the Xbox app itself, and on PlayStation I believe. But as I always recommend joining my Discord down below in the description. There's always tons of great players running. I run with a lot of people myself, and a lot of my boys also do open lobbies, and as I said, we're doing a contract giveaway as well, so that is also a great place to be to get a free contract hopefully. But yeah, so when you get these teams, make sure that they know exactly how to play. Make sure you guys get warmed up with each other, because when you get a new team of players you've never played with before, it's a lot of different play styles, so you're going to want to make sure that everyone knows how to play properly and that you guys get comfortable with each other, because once you guys do get some comfort in the communications and how you guys play, it'll help you guys a lot in the long run. So guys, the fourth tip on this list is one that I also recommend a lot, but it is going to be harder for players who are not that great, and it is pushing as many people as possible at the right times. I'm not saying full send every single person you see, because that's not going to always work out in your favor unless you guys are a god squad. But what I always recommend is getting as many people out of the way as possible, because you're going to want to have as little people left in the final circles, because it'll make it a lot easier when you're versing only 5 teams versus when you're versing maybe 15 teams in those final circles, because it's going to get hectic, it's going to get very hot, and you're going to have a lot harder time staying together and getting those kills and surviving if there's still a good quarter of the lobby left in those final circles. So make sure you guys work together, stack up as much as possible, get UAVs, streaks and whatnot, and push people when you think they can actually win those gunfights. The best times to push are always when they don't see you, or if you know that they're just bots, it's always a great time to push. If they're on your UAVs or on the black site pings, those are great chances as well. Always stack together, because if you get knocked, you'll have 3 people with you, because you'd rather get knocked than get eliminated. So definitely make sure you guys are getting as many kills as possible for the end circle. I know a lot of people say always play passive, but in my experience with all my contracts and my streaks, playing passive only works out in the short run. In the long run, it is going to be very, very hard. And then for the 5th and final tip on today's video, guys, that is going to be stack UAVs. Just like in Vondel, stacking UAVs in Mazrah is going to be crucial, especially in those final circles. So make sure you guys get as many UAVs as possible. Get those black site and stronghold pings if you can as well, because I will count that in today's tip. And make sure you guys hold that advanced UAV for the end of the game, because holding that advanced UAV, if you do not have any 3 UAVs for a advanced, is going to be very crucial for seeing how everyone's running around. And it's going to help you guys play those final circles, know where everyone's pushing from, and make those wins happen. So always stack 3 UAVs for an advance. If you can't, that's fine. You know, 1 UAV is still more than enough. But I always recommend at least stacking 3 at a time. There's cash drops everywhere. There's those little cash crates that drop mid-game. So just make sure you guys try getting as much money as possible, get those UAVs, and it will help you a lot. So guys, here we have it. These are 5 tips right now for getting the Mazrah contract and the streak going within Warzone 2 Season 5. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys hit that like button, because it's going to help me out a lot with all these videos. And if we get enough support on this video, I'll drop a part 2. I have about 3 parts ready to go. I'm not trying to stretch it out too much, but I want to keep you guys just, you know, as knowledgeable as possible without making the videos too long, because, you know, the watch span will decrease and I want you guys to get as many tips as possible in. So also, before we get out of here, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel as well, I always recommend doing so. I post all things Call of Duty, including tips, tricks, news, info, and nuke stuff. So if you guys are looking for anything in those terms, this is the place to be. But with all that said and out of the way, once again, I hope you guys did enjoy watching. My name is Scotty. Take care and have a great day.